So quiet black woman equals rude?
Black girls can be introverted in peace because people swear you a stuck up bitch that thinks she better than
Because this is actually a valid take. When you happen to be dark skinned and quiet, people that associate you with being stuck up or rude are subconsciously playing into stereotypes that black women have to be loud and actually have to be social and chatty. Culturally, there is this expectation that because you are a black woman, you are supposed to be somewhat loud or even obnoxious. And because you don't cater to that expectation, you being quiet or introverted is somewhat associated with you being rude or judgmental and stuck up because you don't acquire to the regular stereotype. It's interesting because despite diversity extending onto physical appearances, there still seems to be its limitation when it comes to the personal expressions of others mentally, and that includes people's personalities. All because you are black and you are quiet, or at least don't tend to be the most socially outgoing, it doesn't mean that you are stuck up. And people that promote this perspective are inherently displaying stereotypical mentalities towards black people.
You have social anxiety and you're an empath, it's a struggle out here. When you're an empath, you pick up on energies and you detect them immediately. We're highly intuitive. Even when people don't say a word to us, we feel how powerful their energy is. We feel how tense it is, especially when it's negative towards us or when it's hateful toward us. We can tell when people feel a way about us and they don't like us. And many people will not like us before they even give us a chance. They don't even know us. Regardless of how silent and peaceful we are, polite, we can even be very kind. We can be social. We can be loving. We can be friendly. But there will be those people who may not like us because they're prejudging us, stereotyping us. And it's even more of a struggle when you're both pretty and you have social anxiety. Or you're very stylish and you stand out and you're unique and you have social anxiety. Because when you look a certain way, people don't believe you have social anxiety. Because how can you look like that and have social anxiety? Because the way that you look screams you're confident. The way that you look screams you're stuck up, sedity, uppity, think you're all that. But see, those are other people's perception of us. That's why you don't judge a book by its cover. Because someone may look a certain way on the outside, but you never know what they're battling with or struggling with on the inside. That person may be quiet and stoic into themselves, not because they're mean, not because they're uppity, not because they're stuck up, not because they think they're better than you, but because they're shy or they feel uncomfortable. Have you ever stopped to think, maybe they're uncomfortable, maybe they feel unsafe, maybe they have anxiety? And then to add on, when we're empaths and we feel that energy and we pick up on it, it triggers our anxiety. And many of us will overthink. Many of us will react. Many of us will shut down. Many of us will leave because our anxiety is triggered. And it's crazy because the people who are triggered by us, their insecurities are triggered by us because they perceive us to be this sedity, uppity. They're judging us off our looks, right? And a lot of times it's jealousy. A lot of time it's because they're wrongfully assuming we're a certain way when we're not. But their triggered insecurities trigger our anxiety. And we can instantly tell, we can instantly feel it. But let me tell you something. What helps is in those situations where you pick up on that negative energy, I need for you to trump it with your positive energy. Set the tone when it comes to energy. We don't match the negative energy. We don't acknowledge the negative energy, even if we feel it. We feel it, and then we trump it with our positive energy. So when they're frowning, when they're making those dirty, nasty, ugly looks at you, whatever they're doing, smile, laugh, do the complete opposite. And you walk in rooms confidently, and you smile and be yourself, because we don't let anyone dim our light. We don't let anyone dim our light. Set the tone when it comes to energy. And when they're being nasty and rude and judging you, show them who you are. Down to earth, powerful, positive. You have a beautiful spirit aura to you. Showcase that. You got this. Set the tone.
Bro, why is she so quiet? She thinks she too good to talk to people? She thinks she too good for everybody? Hey, what's wrong? I'm just sitting here.
When you're an attractive woman who's quiet and keeps to herself, people will label you as thinking you're better than everyone. You having standards and choosing who you surround yourself with will trigger people's insecurities. There are people who will feel inferior to you just because you chose not to associate with them, because that's just how much they put you on a pedestal without even realizing it. An unbothered pretty girl bothers people.
So, why is it that when a Black woman, especially a dark-skinned Black woman, is quiet, people automatically assume that she's being rude or has an attitude? There's this stereotype that we're supposed to be loud, funny, pretty much the life of the room, and if we're not, suddenly that's a problem. But here's the truth. Sometimes being quiet is about empathy. It's about being so sensitive to the energy in the room that you literally absorb it. For some women, that sensitivity, plus things like social anxiety, makes them shut down or question themselves or just choose silence overall. And the problem is, instead of seeing that as depth or self-protection, people often misread it as arrogance or hostility even. And honestly, I think that says more about the biases that people hold than it does about us as Black women, especially when you are on the quieter side. So maybe the question isn't why are Black women quiet? Maybe it's why do people expect us to perform all the time instead of just respecting our silence? So as a dark-skinned Black woman, I've had people think that I'm rude or, if I'm just quiet, I've been called stuck up even. And it's really that I was protecting my peace. I was even just in my own head. And sometimes I've been just filling out the room. And even other times, I've simply had nothing that I wish to say or share. So I know I cannot be the only one feeling like this. Have y'all experienced this too? Do you feel like when you're quiet or too quiet, people assume the worst? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I do want to hear from different perspectives about this, and I'll talk to you later.